Welcome to English and Emotions, where love meets language.
Welcome to The Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. We try to pack in surprising facts and, well, just enough humor to keep things interesting.
Hopefully.
Today, we're navigating something that honestly often feels like a real labyrinth without a map. Modern dating, specifically the fascinating and, let's be honest, sometimes frustrating new language the digital age has kind of dumped on us.
It's a whole new lexicon, isn't it, really? Just when you think you figured out the unspoken rules, a fresh set of terms pops up and you're left wondering if you accidentally signed up for some kind of decode the dating lingo course.
Totally.
But this isn't just about understanding the slang itself, right? It's more about grasping the deeper human behaviors and the feelings behind these words.
And that's precisely our goal today. Our mission, let's call it, is to decode that new vocabulary.
Okay.
Terms you might have seen floating around online, maybe even in places like The Guardian. Words like breadcrumbing, orbiting, and Caspering.
Right, those ones.
We want to go beyond just the definitions. We're going to try and help you understand the real, often, like you said, incredibly frustrating emotional experiences they describe.
And maybe why they happen so much now.
Exactly. Why these behaviors feel so common today.
So our guide for this deep dive, it comes from a really fantastic source called Modern Dating Decoded: Slang, Stories, and Sanity.
Sounds promising.
It is. It's a truly insightful piece, kind of pulls back the curtain on these contemporary dating trends.
Okay, so by the end of this deep dive, you should have a much clearer picture of these trends, hopefully armed with some surprising insights, maybe a good story or two to put it all in context.
Yeah, the context is key.
You'll have the dictionary you need, sure, for navigating these digital waters, but maybe more importantly, an understanding of the emotional landscape just beneath the surface. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
You know, the best way to really get these terms isn't just like listing them out or defining them in some dry way.
No, definitely not.
It's seeing them in action.
Yeah.
Through a story that feels, well, probably incredibly relatable for many. So let's introduce you to Chloe. She's a graphic designer who, much like many of us, right, has been navigating the wild world of modern romance.
Okay, Chloe.
Her journey gives us a perfect narrative, really, to illustrate these dating phenomena.
Got it.
So Chloe meets Liam on a dating app. Pretty standard stuff, yeah.
Yep, familiar start.
Their first date was, by all accounts, basically perfect. We're talking hours of conversation over coffee, laughing at the same jokes, you know, that feeling, that spark.
Our initial buzz, yeah.
And then he walks her home, texts her that very night. Had an amazing time tonight. Can't wait to do it again.
Okay, textbook good date follow-up.
Exactly. Chloe was naturally thrilled. Everything seemed to point to a really promising start.
And that initial enthusiasm, that genuine connection feel, that's what makes what comes next so jarring often. It sets a really high expectation, creates this foundation of hope. And then, well, the reality starts to deviate, sometimes subtly at first.
That's right. Because, again, never quite seemed to materialize. For the next few weeks, Liam would send her what our source calls a trail of digital breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. Here we go.
Yeah. Like a, hey, stranger, text. Random Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Or a funny meme on Instagram late on a Friday night.
Which is, prime time for asking someone out.
Exactly. Or just a quick thinking of you message. But crucially, absolutely no follow-up question. No, how are you? No, want to grab that drink? Just, well, a crumb.
And this is just textbook breadcrumbing, isn't it? It's the act of leading someone on by sending these flirtatious, and this is key, non-committal messages.
Non-committal, right.
It's giving just enough attention, these tiny little bits like breadcrumbs, to keep someone interested, but with really no actual intention of pursuing a proper relationship.
So it's not just someone being genuinely busy or a bit flaky.
Well, it can look like that, but breadcrumbing feels deliberate. It's about maintaining a really low-effort connection, almost like keeping a door slightly ajar, without ever actually walking through it.
Okay, so why do people do that, knowing how frustrating it must be on the other end?
That's a really good question, and it gets to the heart of it, I think. Often breadcrumbing stems from a mix of things. Maybe boosting their own ego, they enjoy the attention without having to give much back. Or maybe it's about keeping options open. Without actually committing to anyone. And the digital world makes this stuff incredibly easy, doesn't it?
So easy. Takes no effort.
Minimal effort to send a quick text or a meme, but it provides just enough validation or hope for the other person to keep hanging on. It can be a calculated strategy, maybe conscious, maybe subconscious,
Right.
to maintain interest without spending any real emotional energy or time. It basically says, you're kind of good enough to keep around, but maybe not good enough to actually invest in.
Ouch. That's harsh when you put it like that.
It is, yeah.
And Chloe, of course, she'd try, right?
Yeah.
Suggest meeting up, trying to move things forward. But Liam was always just vaguely busy.
The classic vague busy.
This week is crazy, he'd say, but definitely soon. And soon. Well, it never quite showed up.
Never does it?
She felt like she was being kept on a string. That's how the source puts it.
Yeah.
It's that constant state of hopeful confusion, feeling like you're being given just enough false hope to stop you from properly moving on.
And what's really fascinating or maybe insidious about breadcrumbing is how it leverages that human tendency to just hold on to hope.
Yeah.
It's emotionally draining precisely because you're putting energy, emotional investment into something that just isn't going anywhere. It really perfectly embodies that expression. He's just stringing me along.
Yeah.
You're always waiting for the main course, but you're only ever getting these little appetizers. And that emotional limbo, it can be incredibly exhausting.
So you're just stuck in this almost state, never getting the commitment or even just the clarity you need. It leaves you feeling, well, undervalued and confused, I imagine.
Really?
Have you, listening out there, ever felt that particular kind of emotional draining? That constant little trickle of validation, but with no real substance behind it?
Like running a marathon where the finish line keeps moving further away.
Yeah, exactly like that.
So what happened with Chloe then?
Well, Chloe, being the smart graphic designer she is, she eventually got tired of it, tired of that diet of digital breadcrumbs.
Good for her.
She decided she deserved, a full meal, not just scraps. So she stopped responding, stopped replying to Liam's low-effort texts.
Drew a line.
Yeah. And just like that, poof, Liam vanished. Completely stopped texting, stopped all direct communication, which I think many listeners will recognize this one.
Oh, yeah.
Classic ghosting.
Yes, ghosting. That abrupt, completely unexplained end to all communication, just gone.
Leaving you completely confused.
Totally. It's a complete disappearance, leaving the other person with zero closure, no explanation, and the real emotional sting of ghosting. It isn't just the vanishing act itself. It's that profound lack of closure. It leaves someone confused, questioning their own perceptions, often, blaming themselves. It's just such a far cry from how people used to manage endings, even difficult ones.
Definitely. But what happened next with Liam?
Yeah.
That adds another layer to this whole modern dating behavior thing. It gets even more perplexing.
Oh, okay.
It certainly does. So Chloe was initially hurt by the ghosting, obviously, then maybe a bit relieved, and she started doing what we all do, right? Living her life.
Moving on.
Exactly. She posted more on social media pictures from a hiking trip, stories of her out with friends, maybe a post about a new work project she was proud of. She was moving on.
Good. Healthy.
But then something really strange started happening. Liam was gone from her texts, yes. But he was kind of everywhere else.
Everywhere else. How so?
Digitally speaking.
Ah, okay, this sounds like it might be orbiting. Orbiting happens when someone who has ghosted you, or at least stopped direct communication, still continues to engage with your social media content.
Yeah.
They don't talk to you directly, but they orbit your digital life, kind of like a satellite, seeing everything you post, lurking around the edges, but never actually making contact.
It was bizarre. As our source notes, Liam was one of the first people to watch every single one of her Instagram stories.
Wow, dedicated.
All right. He even liked a photo she posted on Facebook, and it was a picture from like 3 weeks ago.
The random old photo, like, yes!
And then, just when she thought it couldn't get any weirder, he followed her new professional portfolio on like a totally different platform.
Okay, that is weird.
He wasn't making any effort to speak to her, but he was always there, watching from a distance.
Yeah.
It's almost like a digital ghost that just won't leave your house.
That's a great analogy.
It's not interacting, but it's lurking around, maybe flickering the lights occasionally.
Yeah.
It's unsettling on a whole different level.
It creates that deeply unsettling feeling precisely because it's so passive yet constant, this presence.
Yeah.
You're left thinking, if you're not interested in talking to me, why are you still so invested in watching everything I do online? It feels eerie, confusing, and yeah, for many people, a little creepy.
Totally creepy.
And while it feels invasive to the person being orbited, it often stems more from the orbiter's own stuff, like maybe their ego needs or they just can't fully detach. It's rarely about renewed romantic interest.
Right. So don't mistake it for them wanting to get back together.
Exactly. It's a very low-stakes way for them to stay connected to your life or aware of it without engaging emotionally or, crucially, making themselves vulnerable again. Understanding that shift in focus, that it's about them, not you, can help stop you from, getting sucked back into false hope.
So it's less about genuine interest in reconnecting, maybe more about curiosity, or perhaps even a weird, subtle form of control, wanting to see what you're up to without actually being part of it.
Could be any of those, yeah.
It just keeps that person kind of floating around in your head long after they've actually left your life in any meaningful way. It's that feeling of, he's lurking on my page, which is a phrase for a reason, I guess.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, after that whole breadcrumbing and then the orbiting experience with Liam, Chloe learned a valuable lesson, or decided to act differently anyway.
I'll tackle Crow.
Yeah. She decided she was going to be more direct, more intentional in her own dating life going forward.
Good.
So she went on a date with another guy named Mark. He was genuinely a nice guy, seemed perfectly pleasant. But for Chloe, there just wasn't that romantic spark.
Happens all the time. The nice guy, no spark scenario.
Right. And this is where we see a really significant positive shift in Chloe's approach. It's like a conscious decision to break that negative cycle she experienced.
Instead of doing what was done to her.
Exactly. Instead of perpetuating the very behaviors that caused her frustration and confusion, she chose a different path, which shows, real maturity in communication.
So what did she do?
Precisely. Instead of ghosting Mark, or God forbid, breadcrumbing him, Chloe remembered how awful it felt to be left hanging, totally confused. So the very next day, she sent him a message, a kind message, but really clear.
Okay.
She said, and this is a direct quote from our source, "Hey, Mark, thank you so much for dinner last night. I really enjoyed our conversation, but if I'm being honest, I don't think I felt a romantic connection."
Wow, direct.
Yeah. And then she added, "I think you're great, and I wish you the best of luck out there."
Okay, that's clear. It's kind. It's respectful. That sounds like Caspering.
That's exactly what it is, Caspering, named, rather charmingly, after Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right, the friendly ghost, not the scary, disappearing kind.
Exactly. It's the friendly way to end things. It's a rejection, yes, but one that is kind, considerate, and direct. It's designed specifically to let the other person down easily, instead of just vanishing into thin air like a regular ghost.
It shows empathy, doesn't it? And respect for the other person's feelings and their time. It acknowledges the interaction happened and it provides closure, crucially, without any unnecessary drama or ambiguity.
And guess what? Mark's response was just as positive.
Oh, good. How did he react?
He replied, "Hey, Chloe, no worries at all. I appreciate you being upfront. You too."
See? That's brilliant.
And imagine that.
Yeah.
No confusion, no lingering what-if questions, no hurt feelings, beyond maybe that initial, very understandable disappointment of it not being a match.
Just clear, respectful communication and closure. Done.
Yeah.
And this really highlights why Caspering is just so much better for everyone involved, isn't it?
It seems like it.
For the person doing it, like Chloe, it feels, mature and respectful. You're taking responsibility for your feelings and communicating them clearly, kindly.
Right. You feel better about yourself.
And for the receiver, like Mark, okay, yeah, it still stings a bit maybe to hear someone isn't interested. That's natural. But it provides immediate closure.
Which is huge.
It's infinitely kinder than being ghosted or left on some breadcrumb trail that just leaves absolutely nowhere. It really shows fundamental respect for the other person's time and feelings, which should be foundational, right, for healthy interactions, even the ones that don't turn romantic.
Yeah, totally. And in a digital world where it's just so easy to simply disengage, to just swipe away or block, taking that extra minute to offer a kind, clear word, it really stands out.
It absolutely does.
It completely sidesteps that confusing, frustrating, sometimes even creepy feeling of being left wondering what happened or, why are they still watching my stories? It just says, look, I value you enough as a person to be honest and clear with you.
And it helps the receiver actually process the rejection and move on, doesn't it? Rather than getting stuck in that really unproductive cycle of analyzing texts or wondering what went wrong or why someone just disappeared.
Yeah, it prevents all that mental energy drain.
Exactly.
So, okay, we've unpacked breadcrumbing, that really frustrating trail of non-committal attention designed just to keep you, on a string.
Yep. got that one.
We've looked at orbiting, that eerie digital lingering after someone has vanished, that passive presence that can really prevent true closure.
The watcher from the digital shadows.
Mm-hmm. And we've celebrated Caspering, the kind, clear, respectful way to end things, offering both honesty and closure.
The friendly farewell.
Understanding these terms, it gives us more than just like a new vocabulary list, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It provides us with a really critical framework, a way to articulate our own experiences, maybe identify patterns in behavior.
Both in others and maybe in ourselves too sometimes.
Yeah, that too. That's important. When you can name a behavior, you can understand it better, you can discuss it, and maybe most importantly, you can respond to it in a way that protects your own emotional well-being.
Right.
It helps you recognize when you're caught in a cycle that isn't actually serving you. And it allows you to make more empowered choices in your interactions moving forward.
Exactly. You're empowered, able to protect your emotional energy, communicate your own feelings more effectively. You now understand not just the dictionary definitions of these buzzwords, but hopefully the full story behind them and the really profound emotional context they carry. And maybe that knowledge can transform how you navigate this whole modern dating maze.
Hopefully make it a little less maze-like.
Yeah, maybe add a few signposts.
So as you go back out into your own digital world, maybe consider this thought. How might adopting the Casper approach more widely, how might that actually change the landscape of modern dating interactions overall?
Interesting question.
And perhaps more personally, how can you encourage more Caspering in your own digital communication? Maybe setting a standard for respectful, clear connection, even when that connection is about disconnection.
Yeah.
It's really about building a better, maybe kinder digital environment. One considerate message at a time, perhaps.
It's definitely food for thought, isn't it? Such a simple shift, potentially, but one that could make a huge difference.
It really could.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the modern dating maze. We really hope you feel a little more armed with that dictionary now.
And maybe a little more hopeful about clear communication.